Welcome to Red-Handed Crimes channel. Don't forget to subscribe.
A terrifying video from a Ring doorbell camera shows the moment a father and his two daughters vanished without a trace, leaving behind a terrified wife and mother who had no idea where they'd gone or if she'd ever see them again. It's almost 2 years since Adam, 38-year-old Chad, and his daughters Ella, 9, and Lily, 6, were seen at their home in the town of Caledonia in Wisconsin, USA. Their disappearance has left their family heartbroken and police baffled as to what could have happened to them. On this, the longest-running cold case in recent history, we'll examine the clues, the strange details, and theories to find out what really happened to this missing dad and his two daughters. On July 10, 2021, surveillance footage captured the moment that Adam left his house in Caledonia with his two daughters. The video was recorded by the Ring doorbell camera and shows the trio leaving the house and getting into their car. A short time later, they were seen driving away from their home. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Department later revealed that it was unusual for Adam to be out with both of his daughters at this time of day. In fact, he usually dropped them off at their mother's house after school before he picked them up later on. So when he did something out of the ordinary, his wife, Laura, didn't think much of it. She assumed that he was just taking the girls somewhere for a few hours. But as the evening wore on, she noticed that neither Adam nor the children had returned home, and she started to panic. By 10 p.m., she still hadn't heard from her estranged husband or seen the girls, which was extremely worrying because they always kept in touch. She called Adam's phone, but it went straight to voicemail. Something was definitely wrong. Laura knew that she needed to get help fast, so she called the police and reported her husband and daughters missing. As news of their disappearance spread, thousands of concerned locals took to social media to share their pictures and ask if anyone had seen them. But there were no sightings, and the days turned into weeks and then months. And sadly, there was still no sign of Adam or his kids. It was an agonizing time for Laura, who desperately wanted answers but received none. It was almost a year before the police released any information about the case. When they finally did, they admitted that they were stumped. The sheriff said, "We do not know if they are out there surviving on their own or if someone has done them harm. We want to make sure we look at every single lead, and we haven't been able to put our finger on anything." As well as the Ring doorbell footage, cops also had access to CCTV cameras from the local gas station, which showed the Ford 50 pickup truck that Adam, Laura, and their daughters shared being driven in Caledonia just for hours after it was seen leaving their home. The sighting was promising because it meant that the family had not come to any immediate harm. However, as the investigation continued, it became clear that the family had completely vanished and they were struggling to find any leads. Struggling to come up with any theories as to what could have happened to the missing family, the police appealed to the public for help. They asked people to come forward if they'd seen the family between July and July, or if they had any dashcam footage from the area at the time. But despite all of their efforts, the only new information they got were more questions. For example, why had Adam taken the girls out of their school? What had the family been doing in Caledonia? And why had they never come back home? These questions were going round and round in Laura's head, and she was desperate for answers. She told the press, "I miss everything about my daughters. I miss tucking them in at night. I miss hearing about their day. I miss seeing them grow up." While talking to reporters, Laura made a direct plea to her estranged husband. She begged him to get in touch with the authorities so that the nightmare could end. She said, "Adam, please tell me where my daughters are. Tell me what's going on. Just let me know so I can stop searching, so I can stop wondering. Please, I need to know. If you're watching this, please contact the police. Let me know where my girls are." Sadly, she never got the response she was hoping for. In a bizarre twist, 1 month after the family disappeared, Adam's abandoned pickup truck was found close to their home. Inside the vehicle, officers found a loaded gun, bulletproof vest, and a gas can, leading many people to believe that Adam had taken his own life along with his daughters. But this theory was quickly ruled out after a search of the area failed to turn up any bodies. And as the months passed, so did the theories. Some believed that the family had staged their own disappearances, while others thought they'd been kidnapped. The police refused to comment on the most likely scenario, saying that they were keeping an open mind. However, The longer the case remained unsolved, the less likely it seemed that they'd ever find Adam, Ella, and Lily alive. In January of this year, the case was featured on America's Most Wanted, and the show's host offered a $10,000 reward for any information that could help the police find the missing family. But even this failed to bring in any new leads, so what do we know? What really happened to the missing dad and his two daughters? One thing is certain, they vanished without a trace and have not been seen since July 2021. It is also clear that Adam was not himself in the days leading up to the disappearance. According to friends and family, he had been acting strangely and was even heard telling someone that he was being followed. He also confided in a friend that he had no choice but to take his daughters away from their mother. He said, "I have to take the girls. I have no other choice. I don't want to be alone. My marriage is over. I have nothing else. It's not safe. I'm sorry." But what exactly did he mean? Was he talking about Laura or someone else who was following him? And where did he take the girls? Sadly, these questions will probably never be answered. Now the police are convinced that foul play was involved. They've admitted that the case is far from being a missing persons investigation, and instead is now a murder inquiry. They said, based on the totality of the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of Adam, Ella, and Lily, the sheriff's department believes that the three are no longer alive. But despite this, the police have not named any suspects and no arrests have been made. The family is urging anyone with information to come forward. They're asking people to check their security footage and come forward if they saw anything suspicious. A relative of the missing girls told the press, "Any small piece of information that may seem insignificant, please share it. It might be the piece that solves the puzzle." This case remains open, and the police are determined to catch whoever is responsible for this crime. Although the chances of finding Adam, Ella, and Lily alive are slim to none, cops are hopeful that one day they'll be able to bring their loved ones home. Thank you for watching. Do you think foul play was involved in this case? What do you think happened to Adam, Ella, and Lily? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.